I heard you guys wanted a really interesting experience. I heard that's what the people crave. So look at this guy's face. Look at these kids with their surfer lingo. Look at this chick. Look at her hair. Looks super fun. Look at her mouth with its movements. This is on Nintendo. Look at Keanu from Bill and Ted. And I think he's totally decent. I have something special for you guys. Coming from 1991, Totally Rad, released by Jalico on your Nintendo Entertainment System in 1991. Known as Magic John in Japan. Unknown if it has any connection to Magic Mike or male strippers. But here we are to take an adventure into Totally Rad and see if this is something you would be interested in adding to your collection. Presentation and graphics, let's get started with that. Much like Ninja Gaiden here, we have some really nice little story segments with some it's just stills, it's nothing too special. Yeah, the creepy guy's face moves, his mouth moves a little bit. I will touch on the aesthetics and the whole surfer vibe we got going on at the end. Let's just analyze it for what it is initially, like I always do, and then we'll break it down. The story here, you're a young magician, a young surfer magician, and you gotta rescue your babe. There she is. Don't be a wimp, Jake. That's right, she makes herself extremely likable. And we're gonna get started right about now. In Act 1, Jake has been attacked by surprise. Magic John has been attacked by surprise. Right off the rip, check out these colors. Check out how lively everything is. Look how funky fresh, but you know what's the freshest thing of all? These sick beats. Take a moment, let it wash over you. Welcome to the early 90s chiptunes. The way only a Nintendo can. Not to be carried away, guys, but I could really sit back and listen to this and do different things to have it in the background playing. This is quite the jam right here. And one of the best tunes in the whole song is stage 1 right here. The rest of the game's no slouch though. As we get on with the game, the tunes keep up their nice their sick beats. And we have our main man Jake here, whose sprite animates quite nicely, although a bit stiff, but that's okay. Just take the aesthetics in. We got Disneyland in the background there. And we're in some kind of pink tube maze full of dudes in hazmat suits and the little spiders from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And little tiny little biscuits with helicopter blades on them. Those are all bad guys. Let's move on now that we've seen the sights and sounds. Let's take it to the controls. Akin to a Mega Man game, which is a reason this game is kind of likable for me. Your main man Jake here can basically move from left to right, and it's a run and gun, just like the good old Blue Bomber. Now Jake has a projectile weapon, and basically he can just use that, and there is up to a max of 2 projectiles at once on the screen. Not like Mega Man has 3, he's a little bit more power. Jake can also charge up his shot, like that, and unleash it in a focused blast, which will take care of most things. But even though our friend Jake here is a master magician of sorts, he is apparently unable to hold this charged shot in midair, which is quite the shame. As far as his jump goes, it's a very floaty jump, but you get used to it. That's a little spoiler there. Don't even look at that. Close your eyes, avert your eyes for a second while I do some Magic Mike stuff. Magic John. Totally rad. So, pretty simple. Not much to it. You would say, well, Churrasco Voltorb, what's the point in this game when Mega Man does it so much better? And I would say, you're totally right. There isn't a whole lot This game doesn't really do a whole lot to stand apart from the crowd, but it has a couple of neat little things that we're going to touch on that make it stand out. First of all, its main gameplay gimmick, which we will see shortly. If I can just make it to the boss without getting completely annihilated, because I'll touch on difficulty in just a sec, but this is not the easiest game to get into. But anyways, came out around the tail end of the Nintendo's life cycle, and you can kind of tell by these graphics. This is nicely done. I really, really like the artwork here, and the beats, of course. The presentation is on point, no complaints, and the controls, they all meld together to make a pretty cohesive little package. A pretty decent, responsive enough control scheme that'll get the job done. Now, what's the gimmick, you ask? As you know, our friend Jake here, Magic Jake, Magic John, there's so many different stripper names going on right now that I kind of forget his name. He is a magician, hence Magic Jake. Check this out. From the start menu, you have your life display, your enemy counter, which is actually your point system. You have some life spells. Spells, that's right. You can slow down time, you can cross the sidewalk or something. And moving down, we have some elemental spells, and this is the kicker right here. Check this out. Birdman. Birdman. Using his magic prowess, he has turned into an evil Birdman that can kind of cheese these levels by flying over everything and make mincemeat out of this poor excuse for a boss. There are various forms available in the game. I believe there is a merman that is better, obviously, underwater. There is a lion thing that is impervious to damage while doing jumps, kind of like a screw attack, Samus style. And this Birdman can fly above pretty much the whole stage. And the fun part is, while you're in these forms, you don't lose magic. You just stay in those forms until you decide to get out of them. But with that comes a caveat. And then here we go into the difficulty of this game. You see you have a life bar and a magic bar, obviously. Now, the downer is, and there is some technological slowdown here with lots of sprites, so that's to be expected, though, on a Nintendo-era game. The downer, though, is, guys, there are no life or no magic pickups. And you say, well, Churrasco, I understand that you have a spell to replenish health. Yeah, touche, you got me there, but the thing is, once you run out of magic, you can't cast your heal spell anymore. I was like, well, Churrasco, let me pick up some life somewhere. Nope, that's not happening. That does not exist. So while you get your life and magic fully replenished at the beginning of every stage, you cannot charge in between. And let me tell you something. This game ramps up the difficulty fairly quickly. Enemies do a decent amount of damage. And Jake, as we touched on before, is not the smoothest character to control. And each form actually feels a little different too, so it's another thing you'll need to adjust to. As you can see, there's a little bit of cheapness here, because I cannot hit this guy with that dumb thing in the way. Anyways. Yeah, see, we can kind of cheese things, but we have to be careful here. Yeah, come on, shoot. Shoot! Oh, you son of a... Anyways. Now, let me give you an instance where this game is kind of a pain. As you can see right now, our life is not doing all that hot, but we have full magic. So let's heal ourselves, right? Shouldn't be that bad. Guess what? Let's go to the heal spell. That buzzer means no, you're not doing that. And it's because the only way to heal yourself and use other spells is to be out of your bird form and back into Jake form, which is represented by this weird icon here in the top right. This weird Tyrannosaurus Rex snout looking thing is apparently Jake. So back to human form we go. And then we can heal. That's kind of BS, in my opinion. It would you're spending double the magic in a way. Well, not double the magic, but now, you know, I would love to continue the game as the bird, but I'll waste magic to do so. So, what is the point of that? is just artificially making the game harder than it needs to be. Just for the sake of being kind of a jerk. The developers are kind of jerky on this one. But anyways, let's touch on the final bit here, which is something, it has to do with presentation. We're going to rewind a little bit here and talk about this whole aesthetic of Jake and the surfer lingo. Early 90s is when this sucker came out, and one can only assume that the whole Bill and Ted movie franchise was doing really well around this time. Or I don't have Wikipedia with me right now, guys, so don't kill me if it came out in 1989 and those in the comments you go, "Oh, Churrasco, you know, you're totally wrong." But anyways, the presentation is pretty solid. I can't really complain too much. I like the surfer aesthetic. I think it's fun. It's different. It gives the game a little bit of character to stand out. And look at these enemies. Like, this is fun stuff. That we're in a circus right now. There's some nice little fire effects going on. It's something unlike what you see all the time. Nothing special, like I said before, but it is something that'll stand out in your collection. Now, another fun part about this game is that they saved the best part, in my opinion, of the WoW effects for the bosses. And we made it right on time. Let's check this out. Okay, so the background goes to crap, but check that out. What is that? What is that? One can never know. One can only stand back and behold its glory of the cross-dressing warthog fish with a mohawk that probably listens to a lot of Black Flag and other punk bands. But it totally fits what this game is going for, and I can't fault it for that. So anyways, guys, let's move down to the final opinion. Is this game worth it? Is it worth your hard-earned cash to add to your collection? Besides that creepy man's face alluding to "don't buy this," I would say yes. It's what I'd say of slightly above average in rarity. It's not the easiest game to come across, but it's not that obscure to the point that it's astronomically priced yet. And my videos don't gather enough views to really kind of jack prices up. So maybe one day I will, and then you'll all hate me. But right now, I'm just a guy on a blue couch. But anyways, if you enjoy games like Mega Man and Run and Guns, and you want something with a little bit of character, and your girlfriend getting kidnapped by Mario with knives for hands, then I definitely recommend this game. And besides, how can you say no to a game that has beats this sick? So guys, I hope you have enjoyed my review of Totally Rad. Until next time, this is your buddy Churrasco Voltorb, signing out.